We wanted to move because, why, Carly?
Our lifestyle had changed pretty significantly with when we first moved to this house. We only had it was just the two of us,
Yeah.
and then we had two kids, and
And I feel like we made a lot of decisions about this house knowing we wanted to have kids, but not actually knowing what having kids would be like.
yes, we were much
Right?
more clear on what we wanted our life to look
Yeah.
like as a growing family, and what kind of house we needed to suit those goals.
For
as
sure.
well.
And I think I wanted to move first. I was pushing you for years, and you kept saying no. And then we said, let's see what's out there, and we did. And it took a long time. It wasn't a quick, short, easy process, which we'd have been accustomed to in the past because the market's completely different than the last time we bought.
And we were very specific on what we were looking for.
Yep.
So we were lucky that Brittany had the patience and the team had the patience to come out to many houses with us, and we didn't leave a rock unturned. We checked out every possibility until we found the
Well,
one.
and the journey was almost 2 years, or over 2 years. It was over 2 years from the time that we put our first offer in on one house into the time that we finally found our, as you say, our forever house. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
It took us just under 2 years to actually find the one. I remember we first started looking right before the pandemic hit, and we actually put our first offer in on a house the Monday that schools closed down, and we were like, okay, hold on a second, maybe this isn't a good idea, maybe this isn't the right time. And so much changed over those 2 years, but you were very persistent in keeping our hunt going. And yeah, we had
But I think it's good that it took that long too, because what we were looking for changed in that 2 years as well. With the pandemic, we decided that yes, we were forever going to be having our business work from home, and so we changed kind of the spaces that we were looking for. Our checklist now included a main floor office where it didn't before. So our to-do list or our want list had changed.
And it's funny, even from our real estate experiences in the past, we knew that when we found the one, it would be the one, and we had that kind of reassurance. But at the same time, it's so hard to be able to picture yourself in these homes, especially with a family. You have to get to that point when you're putting in an offer. So it still feels like an emotional kind of roller coaster. Yep. But now looking back in hindsight, it couldn't have been more true that the house that we found was absolutely the one. And I think Brittany and the team knew that would happen all along and were able to kind of keep us on track with that. But it was hard still, even with that experience. The one word that I would use to describe Maison is trust. And for multiple reasons. The first is because they just reminded me to trust the process. And that was a huge factor. They inspired me to trust in manifesting, bringing this dream house to life. And the more that I trusted in that over the span of these 2 years, that was really important to hold on to that. And then the second factor is just having total trust in the team with one of the biggest decisions that, can get intimidating and overwhelming. And there were many times where we were just able to feel grounded knowing that we trust Brittany and the team to take care of what needs to be done, lead us down the right path, and yeah.
If we had advice for another young family looking for a house, I think it would be patience. Patience in knowing that it might take time to find the right house, but the right house for you is out there. And you might get discouraged and you might feel like you're getting knocked down, or you're tired of fighting in the trenches, but your house is out there and you got to keep looking. And I think that was the hardest part for us, but it's something that, well, for one of us,
the most patient.
yeah, but it paid off in the end, and we couldn't be happier.
When it came to selling our house with Maison, it was such a seamless process. It all happened so quickly. We couldn't believe it, but we set a date and we had our checklist of what we had to accomplish to get the house ready to sell. And then the stagers came in, the photographer and videographer came in, and our house looked like a completely different house.
But I think even just backing up to when we first got that staging list, when the stagers first walked through, it became very clear what we had to do in each room, each floor to get it ready to sell. And that was, it might to some seem like a daunting task, but I think it's not. I think it was broken down, so it was like, oh, this is what we need to do. It's a foolproof process because you know exactly what's expected of you and exactly how your house is going to look when it hits the market, which is a huge
And
benefit.
then there were a couple moments where it's like, do we want to sell this house? This house is
I think a lot of the moments where, man, this looks a lot better than we had.
this house looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we definitely felt prepared when it came to offer night and the offer process. Our hand we felt like our hands were held, you know, every step of the way, and that we knew exactly what to expect and how we were going to receive the offers and what time we were going to receive the offers. That was all laid out well in advance, so we knew, you know, when offer date was going to be or when we would look at bully offers, or all of those things were laid out, so we knew where we needed to be at what time. How we were going to view it, how we were going to sign back an offer, what type of offers we could expect, what conditions we could expect or not expect. Everything was really well laid out for us, and we knew kind of exactly everything we needed. One of the best parts was that there was no surprises along the way. We knew everything that was...
Well, there was a surprise in that we sold for way over what our sales goal was, and it was a great surprise. And I think we just felt really good about how the whole process came together. In the past, I think our relationship with the realtors that we worked with in the past, it's felt more transactional, and it was kind of like once that sale was complete, it was done. And with Maison, it doesn't feel like that way at all. We feel like we've made friends for life. And I can't wait to get the team over for a pool party at the new place.
Well, and we'll sell that new place in 5 years, so it's
that's
perfect.
not happening.
Oh, well, we can talk.
But we feel like this is a long-term relationship that we can always rely on.
Yeah.
And even if we need them to come over and help us paint at the new house, we know that we can call them.
Yeah, for sure.